How's it going, good friends? Brian from Apex Detail here. This is going to be yet another installment of Mail Call. Before we get started with our regular questions, I've been getting a lot of requests to do some year-end ranking of something that gives the most gloss, or the best waxes, or the best sealants. So I will plan on putting a small series together showing the top 3 or maybe even the top 5 of each category for you. Waxes, sealants, coatings, detailers, spray waxes, every category we can think of within the detailing industry, even tools. But for those of you that are regulars tuning into Mail Call, you guys are the loyal viewers that want to learn, and I will have an exclusive for you. As we come into the new year from now on, each episode I will break down each category and give you a top 3 ahead of those videos, just for, being intuitive, wanting to learn, loyal to the Mail Call series. So let's get started with that today. Today we're going to talk about gloss. And if you follow the channel, you've been following some of the highest gloss readings with the meter. I'm going to have a top 3 for you here today, and it has more to do than just gloss. Ease of use, cost, durability, as the cars that I apply these to come back and I can inspect how they are holding up. So my top 3, first of all, in no particular order, but then I will give you an order as to what I think, how they're ranked. Number 1, shiny wax. This is familiar for some of you guys. This is from Tax Systems. Another one, Extreme Solutions Poly Seal. And also F4 Renew from IGL. My top 3 in this order. 1A, and there's going to be 1B because they are very close. I love them both. They're both easy to use. When I apply them to a vehicle and they come back, they hold up really well. And this here is just a spray wax. But the cars that come back, they're easy to clean. They still look shiny. Application is easy. It really gives a huge bump in gloss, and this is the TAC Shiny Wax. This is 1A. 1B, because it's so close, in my opinion anyways, is the Extreme Solutions Poly Seal. This is versatile, can be used as a drying aid, can be used on a dry car with a damp microfiber towel, can be used in many ways on all surfaces, and is, when it comes to polymer sealants, it's a favorite of mine. So you have 1A, 1B, and then number 3 on the list, taking bronze, which is no slouch, is IGL's F4 Renew. Now, stay tuned to the graphene products as they are being refined throughout the years, and the cost comes down on the products to make graphene protection, and then they also find better ways to get them from the bottle to the surface of your car instead of solvents. Waterborne transfer solutions are going to be popular, easy for us to use, and more common for us to pick up. So there you go. The next video, maybe I'll give you my top 3 list of durable products, and maybe after that, products that are the most hydrophobic, and so on and so on. So let's continue on and get to our first question. That is gear crushers. He sent me a list of his routine, what he does to prep his car for protection. He's using the Last Coat version 2. Good choice with version 2. That's a very durable product right there. So the list is, he cleans it, washes it with his car soap, then uses a clay bar, clay mitt, then cleans the faded plastic trim with Adams rubber and tire, and then applies the Last Coat version 2. There are 2 things that I would insert in there somewhere if you can, and that's a ferrous metal remover, an iron remover, and you could do that right after you wash the car. And then before you apply the Last Coat version 2, if you could polish it. If you don't have a machine, polish it by hand, just a quick exfoliation, something with a fine abrasive. If you can order something, Angel Wax Perfect Polish. If you want to go to a store and grab something, Turtle Wax has a lot of easy to use, user friendly. Their ice compounds and polishes, they work even in direct sunlight and heat, they're fine. So those two things I would implement into your routine and you'll be perfectly fine. All right, next, Jerome Boyley is looking at ozone generators, and he has his eye on this one here. And that looks perfectly fine. I also recommend this one here, the Master Blaster. Okay, next, a friend Aguirre wants to know how to dilute MultiX from CarPro for inside and outside. For outside, I use it for traffic film purposes, and I'll add that to my Marilex sprayers, an ounce of that, an ounce of Power Clean, because those two are proven, to me anyways, that they will not hurt any type of plastic trim by staining, discoloring, or fading. So 1 ounce, depending on how soiled it is, 1.5 ounces if you really have a car that hasn't been cleaned in a long time. I wouldn't go any further than 2 ounces. On the interiors, I will cut it 5 to 1 or 3 to 1, depending on how soiled the inside of the car is. Again, that or Power Clean are two that I've used around plastics and are proven to me that they will not damage them. Plastic trim on newer car guys, it's getting thinner, it's getting cheesier, it's getting cheaper, it's getting easier to stain and just fade overall. So you really have to be careful around them. So that's what I recommend. Okay, next, Scott Wortha wants to know if $550 is enough to charge for a paint correction on a small car. That's a hard question where I don't know what area you're from, because what you can charge differs so much from area to area and region to region. It's incredible, really. Even 30 miles, 15 miles makes a huge difference. So for me, it starts at $500, and that's just for a basic enhancement. And steps up from there, $675 for a one-step, and then higher and higher as you go to multi-step corrections. Now, I believe that the paint corrections and enhancements and one-steps that I give or are above and beyond what are offered in my area. But that's the confidence I have in myself and my skills here at the shop. The best advice I can offer you is to look at the websites of your 3 nearest competitors and get some prices together on what they offer for correction. And stay within those guidelines. You don't want to be the cheapest guy in that area. You don't want to be the most expensive guy in the area either. You want to be in the top echelon. Make sure your skills are polished. If they're not, practice. Pick up some panels at a local body shop. They're always happy to get rid of them. The guy in my area, body shop, he smiles when I come in because he knows what I'm here for. He doesn't have to get rid of panels anymore. So I ask for panels of cars with hard clear coat, soft clear coat, and I'm still testing. At my age, with all the years that I have in, I am constantly testing, and I will not stop until I am done with this industry completely. The day you're done testing and learning is the day you might as well just pack it in. So that's the advice I can give you. Okay, next, Ben Runkle has a great question, and he's doing rinseless washes now, being confined to the shop without a drain. Hey, you're in the same boat I am. So what I do, and it's better explained in a video, and I will make a video on this. I have it on the list. The list is very long, as you can imagine, so let me just do my best to explain it. I buy a 16 by 24 or maybe an 18 by 18 or 24 by 24 depending on the size of your shop. Get a tarp that size. Get 4 pool noodles, the round foam pool noodles. And you want to line the edges of that tarp. Roll it up on all sides. And whatever you have to do to hold it together, tape it together, whatever, so the tarp, all edges come up at least 3 or 4 inches. And then what I did is I cut a small hole in the corner. My shop floor leans just ever so slightly out the front door. So at the front of that tarp, I cut a small hole, and I adhered a hose ending right up to that hole. So the water drains forward into that hole, and I have that hose running out of the garage door, and it just runs straight out the front. And then when I'm finished with the car, I'll pull it out over the tarp, I can bring in a hose through the side door and actually clean up the tarp, and it'll run right out the hose without getting the inside of your shop or the floor of your shop wet. So that's the easiest way to do it. There are other ways, and I will do a dedicated video for that purpose as soon as I can. All right, next, DJ Chase has a question. He is restoring some headlights, and he wants to know for the final step what to put on there to seal those headlights and protect them. And he's asking mostly about 3D Proxy. 3D Proxy is a great product, but it is a wax. There are carnauba waxes, there's Montana waxes. 3D Proxy is a Montana wax. And what is a Montana wax? It's a wax that's extracted from brown coal. It's only found in small pockets in some very rare regions around the globe here, especially in northern Africa. So it is a very durable wax, but not the strongest product out there to protect headlights with. As they take a beating, you know, you have that temperature on those lenses going up and down as the lights turned on and turned off, and they're taking the brunt of stones and rocks and everything flying up from cars in front of them. So you want to protect them with something durable. Some things to recommend here besides the 3D Proxy. Tack Moonlight's fine. That's an easy product to apply, and it protects very well. Power Lock. Jescar Power Lock is a very easy product to get a hold of and use, and it's a polymer sealant that holds up well. Something you could find at a good price, Rain-X has their own sealant that's actually included in a lot of their headlight restoration kits. It's very thick, and for the price, that actually works very well. So those are some options. Now, if you want to go and jump up the list and pick up some coatings, some dedicated headlight coatings, or going even further, I have some dedicated videos on the subject where I put a diamond coat, clear coat over the headlight and then give it a lifetime warranty and send it out the door. Hope that helps. Right, and the final question goes to Matthew Stevens. He wants to know about the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions wet wax. He wants to know if that can be applied by Extreme Solutions Polyseal. That's this guy right here. That's the one I mentioned where you can apply it and use it as a drying aid while the car is wet, or even use it dry by spraying it onto a damp microfiber and having a dry one over your shoulder. Yeah, that can be applied the same way Polyseal can be applied. Right after a car is freshly washed while it's still wet or dry, using a damp either microfiber or microsuede applicator that is run under water, warm water, wring it out so it's not dripping wet but is nice and damp, spray it in there, and that will work just fine like that. You can also apply Meguiar's ceramic wax like that too. I have videos on that from last year covering that. So I hope that helps. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for Mail Call. Again, every Mail Call episode, I will have a different category where I'll rank my top 3, and we'll give you that in advance of having a series of videos at the end of the year, but you guys will get that exclusive for really hanging in there and supporting the channel, supporting Mail Call. So I look forward to doing that for you, one category per segment. So if you wanna see what I recommend, top 3, maybe top 5 for every category, you gotta tune in. I will put my email link down below for you guys to send your Mail Call questions. Until the next video, I love you all. If I don't get to talk to some of you, have a great holiday season. See you in the next video. And if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to like, subscribe, share the content, hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when we have new videos.